All right, Jake, you're the one who goes ahead and starts us off. So whenever you're ready.
All right, with the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select.
They select quarterback Caleb Williams, USC. The Bears get their next quarterback prospect, offensive coordinator Shane Waldron, pairs Williams with Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, and tight end Gerald Everett. The Bears have not had this strong of a quarterback prospect in some time. In fact, I believe Jay Cutler just might be their claim to fame there. This is a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer 2 years ago. It was a no-brainer a year ago. It's a no-brainer now. Caleb Williams goes to the Chicago Bears, and that goes to our very second pick.
All right, with the second pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select
quarterback Jaden Daniels from LSU. This is a little bit of a controversial pick. I would say this is where the draft truly begins. Last year, Daniels over Drake May would have been crazy. Putting another quarterback not named Caleb Williams before May in this draft would have been ludicrous. Daniels did about everything he could in about 1 year, though, to make up that gap, including winning the Heisman and having one of the most prolific LSU offenses, really known and really only comparable to Joe Burrow's LSU run there. And this year, I expect the draft, and especially the studying of these two quarterbacks, I expect their processing power to come into a lot of the conversations. And it's just an area where I think Jaden Daniels succeeds. I think it's a big topic, especially last year with CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and the topic about the Wonderlic score. You know, CJ Stroud failed that, yet apparently has been seeing NFL defenses his entire life because he looks like a pro out there, like a 10-year vet just in his first season with the Texans. This year, I expect that to be over-critiqued, over-analyzed. That's why I think Kingsbury ends up going with possibly what he believes is the most cerebral and ready to run his offense in Jaden Daniel right there at the number 2 pick. This pick, go ahead.
All right, with the third pick in 2024 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select.
Got ahead of myself. Quarterback Drake May, North Carolina. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, the Patriots should be ahead of themselves, all right? Because as far as quarterback prospects go for the place that you are playing at, you think about the Patriots, it's cold weather all the time up there. You've got to be able to be a strong quarterback and able to get all those throws in there. That's something that is exactly the physical traits of Drake May fit the Patriots to a T. It's almost like exactly what they would need at the quarterback position. A strong arm thrower of the football. He's going to be able to gun in a lot of these throws, and really he's going to be able to add a mobile element as well to that new coaching staff that's just going to really need some running power there. So I think Drake May goes to the Patriots. I think that's a win-win-win. The first 3 quarterbacks off the board, that's big there. And that moves us into our very 4th pick.
All right, with the 4th pick in 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select.
This is going to be another crazy point here. And I think a lot of people are going to be a little bit unhappy with this, but I've seen enough. I think I've seen enough to go ahead and put wide receiver Malik Nabers from LSU as the pick for the Cardinals. And this is slotted in almost entirely across the board as Marvin Harrison Jr. early on. And we've seen throughout the scouting process this start to slowly overturn. We hear 1 or 2 words, but really I try not to listen to a lot of the noise. You don't know the smoke from the fire. Except for Chris Sims. Chris Sims is one of the guys that I really pay attention to because I know he studies the game individually. He doesn't pay attention to what other people are doing. It's completely off his eye test, his evaluation. And then when you compare that to him getting on his Twitter and Daniel Jeremiah tweeting underneath him saying, hey, I've seen a lot of these NFL teams' draft boards, and a lot of them have Malik Nabers over Marvin Harrison Jr. as well. Now, let's break that down in itself. It doesn't really matter what a lot of these NFL teams have on their number 1 and number 2 draft boards for receivers because neither of these guys are going to fall very far. So for about 20 teams in the NFL, it really doesn't matter which boards Daniel Jeremiah was looking at. It really matters here at 4. Is the Arizona Cardinals, are they going to go with kind of the pro quo, and they do like their names, and Marvin Harrison Jr., it's a solid pick. Nobody would bat an eye, but then Malik Nabers from LSU. At every point, he seems to stand out, so we're going LSU here.
All right, with the 5th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select.
Yes, and this is where you should bring up the trade, because this is the one trade that we had in our mock draft. We have the Vikings trading the 11 and the 23rd pick for the Chargers' 5th pick. Now, why does this work? The Chargers want to move down. They want to get some players, some more value off that 5th pick, and the Vikings almost so clearly want a quarterback. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think they want a quarterback. They trade up. Now, they're going for likely QB4 here. And if you're going to trade 2 picks for a QB4, you have to think there has to be something special about that QB4. That's why they pick Michael Penix Jr., goes to the Minnesota Vikings from Washington, cold weather to cold weather. I just think that Michael Penix Jr. is special. I don't know if the other guy's still available. Bo Nix, just to add a few names there. I don't think that these players add that kind of special, over-the-top, just unique ability. And yet Penix has that unique ability. So when I think about a quarterback that people expect to be traded up for, I don't really think of J.J. McCarthy. I think of Penix Jr. and his ability to throw with, and I'm going to bring up Chris Sims here, promised this last time, but I love the way he described it, because I struggled to describe what Penix does at such an elite level, and maybe even a unique level, is his ability to throw with leverage, to see things before they are. Things are falling into pockets, over defenders you don't see wide open. He has that ability kind of in that you want to be throwing in that 8 to 15 yard range, really, with Michael Penix, because that ball could sail over a defender's head when a defender's right behind the receiver and a safety's bearing down from the deep end. It's something that I think just Penix does at an elite level, even if you compare him to NFL talent. That's why I think if you're talking about the Vikings trading up for a quarterback after the first 3 are gone, it's for Michael Penix Jr.